Greetings and salutations yet again, Earthlings. Alright, so I'm flowing in my day. And reflecting on things and trying to see the contrasts. And trying to be observant and yet not let it plant seeds within me, but be realistic in the way I'm seeing things so that we utilize this as really good energetic markers of what not to repeat so that we can keep track of the cyclical stuff and grow above and beyond it, but be able to recognize where other people are during this particular energetic time. And I'm trying to see all this happening as we are in like a meteor debris field type of thing. And we have to break free of that to be able to repel and propel above and beyond the debris, to be completely free of it. And so it's kind of like it's kind of like, I don't want to put it this way, but it's true. Death thralls. When you break a habit, it's trying to, you're so used to a certain pattern. There's a muscle memory to it. There really is. And so, but you also have to understand that for each reaction, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So it's when you recognize that this is, okay, I'm breaking this pattern, and this, of course, is the uncomfortable parts going through of not repeating the yucky negative cycles. I recognize that. I also recognize that maybe they haven't gotten to the point that they're able to deal with that yet. So able to try, and that's where I am in the processing of these things, is being able to recognize the contrast while trying to see above and beyond it and flow to the path of least resistance to getting to me a safe place, a home on my own, where I am never ever having to worry about my security or stability and having the rug pulled out from underneath me ever again. So, and having people utilizing that fear against me as a sort of tool or weapon. It's horrible. Especially coming from places that you wouldn't, that's supposed to be your support system. It's horrible. And so, the narcissistic weapons, and yet no weapon formed against me can nor will prosper. So I'm trying to see the contrast and flow above and beyond, and trying to understand how all this is working when I am in a world of people that in order to exist in the touchable, tangible, that they have to be willing to co-create. They have to want to show up and participate. But if they're not showing up as the best them, then I'm not participating in it. It's not a world I'm wanting to create. So, and truly seeking with all my heart and all my might, my soul tried to namaste. It's very, Father, what's going on? I'm seeking you, Father. So, and trying to understand, how is this happening for me rather than to me. When clearly there is evidence and markers for future reference, because I clearly see what's happening. No, I see you. No, I don't understand why y'all were ganging up and trying to make me the scapegoat and project and deflect and taking enjoyment in the fact that you say you love me. All of you say that you love me, and yet all of you gang up together and talk the most yuck, and yet claim to say it's love. How is that love? Love is kindness and supporting one another and seeing the best in one another and trying to truly help one another without making them pay dearly for it or make them have to beg or make them feel like they have to belittle themselves, be less than, because they are in a time of need and they need grace and mercy. And somebody that loves you would do that without a second thought, because that's what love does. So, anyway, trying to understand what's been happening, and it's not. This is very odd, strange times. I'm trying to understand. It's Gemini season. I'm a Gemini moon. Tomorrow's a full moon in Scorpio. If I'm not mistaken, I need to verify that, because I'm not an astrologer by any means. I'm learning. This is me learning and processing things and trying to understand the energies that we're working in. So Gemini moon, and tomorrow being Scorpion. Well, Scorpions dig deep into the yuck. They love having filth on people as their nasty, poisonous little weapon. I'm not being negative. I'm just saying that is a trait. Scorpion, an unhealed one, a wounded one, because they will project that poison beyond them and infect everybody else with it. Talk about misery-loving company. That's a Scorpion and a Capricorn trait. Misery-loving company. And they want to infect and drag everybody else into it, whereas I'm the exact opposite. I want to get to myself. I do not want to project or deflect any of my yuck onto anybody else, because I'm not able to self-regulate and keep my stuff under control. Because if I can't, and that's why I always tried to tell my kids when I wasn't feeling good, babies, look, I'm menstruating or whatever it was, so they understood. But if I lash out or act in impatience, it's not you. I'm not feeling good, and I'm having a hard time dealing with it. And I don't want you to ever think it's you. I tried to do that with my kids. Was I always successful? Not necessarily. But my kids were also smart enough, and I had warned them often enough that with my body language, they could read me. They knew my triggers. Trust and believe my kids knew all my triggers, because they installed a lot of them, just like my mom installed a lot. And I recognize their itchy butthole things to trigger me. Because one of their things is they used to love getting me mad, because my eyes would do the weird. All right, you know that the priest in Constantine, Keanu Reeves movie, And he has the eyeball thing. And well, when I get mad and I'm trying to keep a tight lid on it, and I'm trying not to, my eyes do that. Because in that moment, I am so praying to Father, take this, please don't. I am trying to keep all the negative I've ever seen, and all the negative ways I could handle that moment, and all the horrible ways I have witnessed that is so ingrained in me to respond in ways that is violent. I'm not gonna lie. I was raised in violent, abusive ways. I witnessed violent, horrible things. There's no way to color that. There's no way to unsay it. There's truly, I saw things nobody should see. Just as all of us have in our own ways. So, yes, I definitely witnessed what love was not. In the most unhealthy ways. And I recognized that I was to witness that and learn from it and not repeat it. Because lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, for whatever reason, I am a very old soul. And so are my babies. That's why I am who I am. And they chose to be my babies. Lifetime, we came into this life to break generational curses. And there was something about my babies being within me. And they say when a child was within you and there is something unhealed within you, like an organ or whatever, they can go in there and fix it. Yeah, while that baby's growing within you. And there was a time I remember clearly at Cherry Point, and I talked about this before because it was a moment that was it hit my intuition powerfully for a reason. When my mother she had cancer of the uterus, and they went in and they gave her a hysterectomy. And she had the toughest time, man. Going through menopause that early, because she was, 34, 36, young. Seriously, young. Now that I look back on it, I didn't realize just how young my parents were. But, yeah. She had a hysterectomy and she was going through menopause early, and her hormones was bad. But while she was in having her surgery, Dad was worried about her. He was. He didn't show it a lot, but he was home that night, and I was surprised that he was even home. I expected him to be at the club because he usually was, but no, he was home. And he was worried, and I remember sitting on the couch with him, just sitting there, because I felt like he needed, because it was, if he didn't need company, then he'd have been in his room or doing whatever, puttering to himself because he needed time to sort himself out. But no, he was clearly there, and I sat beside him on the couch, just kind of, I don't even know what was on TV. It was just kind of sitting in each other's company. And the next thing I knew, he leaned over and put his head, he didn't really lay his head on my lap. But it was more like he was leaning into my belly. And now, in retrospect, he was giving my babies messages. Instructions for Jessica and Kyle while they were in my belly. Energetically. Because he was always tuned in and tapped in to me and me to him energetically. I could read my dad. Yeah, okay, like Gene M. All. Like, I keep talking about the clan of the K-Bear and the way the females were able to read the males' body language, because they didn't talk really. They had grunts and stuff, but it was more of their body language and the way they did a thing, and they did not lie. They could not lie. So, anyway. But yeah, it was an energetic way. And that's why I always felt closer to Dad than Mom. Because with Mom, it was always a battle of wills. Her way or the highway. And with Dad, he was the one that I could go to and talk about stuff, and he would be like, well, Michelle, why do you think that? Well, why wouldn't, I mean, he would really help me think on a thing, calm down, think about it, try again. Like I always try to tell my kids. So, yeah. So, Scorpio. Tomorrow's a Scorpio thing, so getting to the deep, deep yuck. A Scorpio will get to the deepest of the deep. And, man, clean a house. Oh, man, that makes them good at cleaning a house, too. They love a clean house. They will get in all the cracks and crevices and make sure there's no filth there, too. If you got it, if they're in their good energies. But the bad energies, the filth they collect, they'll use it like a weapon and poison others with it beyond themselves so that they're not suffering alone. Yeah. Anyway, and I'm not being ucky. That's just an observation I've made. So Scorpion season, utilizing those things, their ability to get to the deepest, darkest yuck and bring it to light. Let's hope that that's what they're doing, is they're bringing the uck to the light to purify it with the fire of the phoenix, and us rise above the shit and use the ashes to fuel the growth. So that because a lot of times a forest fire, after that fire, everything comes back more plush and lush. Sometimes it's needed. Anyway, it's kind of the way that feels. But yeah, these weird testing and energies that I keep feeling, man, I don't want to perpetuate any perversions of yuck. I don't want to knee-jerk and keep perpetuating yuck with my family. Any friends. I don't want to self-sabotage any relationships that I'm trying to have or build. I want to love and be loved healthily, so. But trying to recognize what's going on and not feed into it and perpetuate more of the uck is the thing. The flipping of the... But I see this. I see you. I see this. I'm not participating in this, no. And yet I have to co-create with these people until the situation is situated. And so, Father, lead, guide, and direct. I'm seeking you, Father. Help me, help me, help me. In the name of Jesus, I rebuke Satan and all the uck. And so, show me the lesson quicker, faster, better. Help me, help me. What are we doing? Anyway, so that's where I'm at with things right now. Getting prepared for stuff, but... Anyway. trying to purge and purify. Ugh, I'm not perpetuating any of it. I deserve to love and be loved and have peace. And break free of any lack mindset of any kind, be it in relationship and poor me. And I am not victim mentality. I am not trying not to be frustrated, because it's like, dang it, I do want to learn these lessons quicker, faster, better, stronger, smarter. Not there's too much good stuff and exciting things and amazingnesses that I want to be participating in. Come on with the miracle. Show me how good it can get, Father God. Anyway, now that's clearing up, and it tried to get in my eye, but that cleared up without me having to go to the emergency room. I was scared there for a minute. Anyway, it's getting better all the time. Everything's always working out. I hope y'all are being a blessing. Starting with checking on somebody. It might make all the difference, especially to yourself. It's a kindness you might just be showing yourself. Love you. I hope you're loving you too. Because it all starts with you.